watchers to pop in. But today, we're celebrating 100,000 subscribers on the Reviews.org YouTube channel. I'm pretty excited about it. And yeah, looking forward to doing some fun things on this stream. Today, the plan is to, first of all, hang out, do a Q&A. I'm going to be giving away some merch from the Reviews.org new merch store that we've got. And I'm also going to be doing a ranking, a fun little ranking system that I think we can all participate in, talking about streaming services and streaming devices. So first things first, while I'm waiting for people to pop in, if you're watching this a little bit later, go ahead and skip ahead a few minutes because I'm going to be popping in to just double check that the stream is working properly, that everything is looking good. So yeah, we will see. Give me just a moment and we'll have a look at that. Okay. Okay. Yep, it looks like it is working. Good. Okay, good. Just wanted to double check. So now that we are here, let me know that that you're watching, Billy. What? That's quite the name. I'm just going to go with Billy on this one. Nice to see you, Dorothy. Hello. Glad to see you guys here, and I hope we have a good time. If anybody else is on the stream, and make yourself known. Would love to see you in the comments. Let's start by, I just want to say again, thank you very much to those of you who are subscribed. It's extremely gratifying that we've got 100,000 subscribers now. And in fact, it's growing so quickly that we hit 100,000 and I thought, oh, I should do a celebratory live stream. And so I put this on the calendar for today, and now we have like 105 or 106,000 subscribers, something like that. It's just gone crazy. So thank you very much to those who have jumped in. While we are waiting, I'm going to give people a few minutes to pop in, and then we're going to do a fun like live ranking of the streaming services and streaming devices, and you're going to help me out with that in the comments here. Oh, thank you, Gustavo. Yes, Craig is always right. Thank you. Hashtag. But anyway, while we're waiting for that, I will share with you in the comments. Here is a link to our new, it's a Teespring storefront. So Teespring is one of those things you can integrate it with YouTube once you reach a certain number of subscribers. I think we could have done it a while ago. Yeah, so you can offer t-shirts. I think we're doing t-shirts, a sweatshirt, face mask, a tote bag, and a mug. And anyway, I don't expect this to be a huge revenue driver or anything for us, but I thought it would be fun to just offer for those who are big fans of the channel and what we do. You can pop in and see if any of these little pieces of merchandise tickle your fancy. So who won the HBO Max gift cards? Honestly, I can't remember the names, but we did give away a few of those, and those have been sent out. So do you know why the bell does not work? I have no idea. Does the bell not work? That's not what I like to hear. The bell should work. That sounds like a YouTube issue. Ugh. So, all right. So you can go check that out. By the way, if you do go into that Teespring store, I'm going to be doing a giveaway for 5 people here on today's live stream, and I'll talk about that a little bit later as we go through. But if you are inclined to grab something, then use the promo code 100K, and that'll get you 10% off. I couldn't do much more because they let you set the price and you know how much profit you want to get from each purchase. And I made our margins razor thin already. And so we don't really make much on each purchase. And so 10% was about as much as I could do, but put in 100K if you want to get 10% off. But, you know, maybe wait until the end of this stream because, you know, maybe you'll be one of the 5 who wins the giveaway thing. So, all right. Looks like we've got a few people in now. Let's, oh, you know what? Here, I'll show you real quick. This is what the Teespring store looks like. Got the t-shirt. Oh, here, let me blow that up just a little bit for you. We got the t-shirt, we got the face mask, sweatshirt, and then the tote bag. My personal favorite, though, is the mug that says Craig is always right. So it's a double-sided mug there. I really want, I'm going to order a sample for myself because I think, that'll be fun in the mornings for myself. But if anybody else gets one, I want to see, social media pictures of people holding their Craig is always right mug. I think that'd be fantastic. Is my face on it? Yeah, that's got to be Sherry from Whistle Out. All right. So, how about we do some rankings? Here's what I've got for us today. I have got a little, it's a service called Tier Maker. And if I throw this up here, this will allow us to, it's not a ranking like, 1 through 10 or however many I have up here. It's not a ranking, it's a grading system. So I think this is a Japanese grading system where you have A, B, C, D, but then S is like superior or whatever. Like, it's perfect. It's the thing, right? So we're going to use this to rank streaming services. You're going to help me out. I will be the ultimate arbiter of truth and justice in, ranking all of these, but I do want your input on this. And this is where we're going to start doing some of the giveaway stuff. And what I'm going to do is trying to decide how best to do it. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to grade Netflix. Okay. So if I were to give it a D, that would be, this is really not a good streaming service and I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. C is like, yeah, maybe it's a niche thing. B would be, it's all right. Yeah, pretty good. Maybe I'd recommend it. A is like, yeah, this is a really great streaming service. S is everybody should have this. This is amazing and all that. So you're going to help me out with this. Here's what I'm going to do giveaway wise. 5 times throughout the course of this ranking process, I am going to ask you for your input in the chat. And so I will ask you to simply put a single letter. So let's say it's Netflix. I would say, all right, give your grade for Netflix. Where do you put it? And then the 10th person on each of those, is like an old radio giveaway, right? The 10th caller, be the 10th caller. The 10th person is going to be the one who gets wins the giveaway, right? But I do want to keep hearing from all of you. Hopefully it's just fun to argue about what these all are. But the thing is, it has to be a single letter, okay? So then you can go on and justify in the chat why you gave it the grade you did. But the comments that I'll be counting will be a single letter. So starting right now, what do you rate Netflix? Netflix, okay? And keep in mind, this is it's not in a vacuum necessarily. This is in comparison to the rest of the streaming services. Probably forgo the live TV streaming services and just kind of compare it to the other on-demand stuff. Where do you put Netflix? All right. So here we go. I'm going to count Benjamin Forrest. No, Gustavo, Netflix gets a B. When did I say now? That's the problem is there's a little delay. So I'm going to count it from the first person who said it at 11:08. Okay, so this is the best I can do. There will be 4 more chances. This is the best I can do as far as being impartial. Okay, so we're going to start with 11:08 is when I said it. So Uwe is the first person at 11:08. Netflix gets a B. So then we got Joel, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Benjamin Forrest rates it as an S. All right, so Benjamin Forrest, you are the first winner. So what we're going to be giving away is the Reviews.org merch. I showed you that merch store. Here is the Teespring. The Teespring link is in there again. Here's what I want you to do, Benjamin, is email us info@reviews.org, and I need you to screenshot your 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 YouTube profile page or something that proves that you are who you are. Just screenshot that on your phone or your computer or whatever, and send that with the email info@reviews.org. Put live stream giveaway in the subject line, and let me know what you would like from the store, probably excluding the sweatshirt because that is a little bit more expensive. But anything that's at like the $20 or less category, so one of the t-shirts, the mug, the tote, the face mask, whatever you'd like. So now that we've got that, let me go through this and see what people are saying. There's a huge range of what people are rating Netflix. That's amazing. All right, so I'm seeing some A's, some S's, C. Okay, a B. A lot. Okay, a couple of C's. I'm seeing a lot of A and S. Pluto TV #1. Well, maybe. All right, we've got A's, S's, B's. So yeah, there are some B's and C's, but yeah, I'm seeing a lot of A and S. If you're just joining, like Matt, what is S? Is that the highest? Yes, this is a slightly different grading system. I think it's based on the Japanese grading system where S is a superior, meaning, it can't be improved upon. This is amazing. So, all right. So I'm seeing a lot of A and S, and that's where I was kind of trying to put it. Is Netflix an A or an S? Is it an absolute must-have? Here's the thing. Is there anything on this list that would be an S? I'm not sure, but I think the only two that might count for that would be Netflix and Prime Video as like an absolute must-have. You guys, I'm gonna give Netflix an S. This is one of those things like if you're a cord cutter, if you want to build your streaming, library, whatever, Netflix is a must-have. They've got a lot of great originals. It's not what it once was. The price is a little bit more, and they don't license as many shows as they used to, and it's a lot of original stuff now. But some of that original stuff is really, really good. And Netflix is the one where if you've had it already for 10 years, it's the one that you keep coming back to when it's like, I'm not sure what I want to watch. If you know what you want to watch and it's on HBO Max or Disney Plus or whatever, then you pop into those. But if you just want to browse around and find something to watch, Netflix is that thing. So, all right. So I'm giving it an S, but yeah, we can go ahead and argue in the comments about that. Okay. So, and good. Whistle Out agreed with me. It is. Oh no, Whistle Out said A. An A. No, that's totally defensible. If you put it as an A, I get it. I don't see it as a C or a D, but I think A or B would be defensible as a personal matter. Okay, next up is Hulu. Let's see this. We could be doing this for a while if I take a long time. So Gustavo, hold your horses. Okay, so everybody, we're going to be talking about Hulu, but until I say go, don't put the thing in. Don't put your ranking in there because then you won't count for the giveaway thing. Oh, no, we're not doing that on Hulu. I think we'll wait until Disney Plus to do that. So anyway, Hulu, the problem with Hulu with ranking this one is, do you rank Hulu by itself or Hulu with live TV? I'm going to say on this one, it's just the on-demand service. And this one, Hulu, I would probably give an A. But what do you guys think? All right, Hulu. How come Philo isn't on the list? Because I forgot to add it. Well, no, I didn't forget to add it, honestly, because when I was looking at the live TV streamers, I looked at the 4 biggest ones, and it's like Hulu Live is massive. YouTube TV is slightly less massive. Sling TV is slightly less massive. And then Fubo is like way down. So where the others have 3.5, 2.8, 2 million subscribers, Fubo is way down at like the 300,000 or 400,000 range, and it just goes down from there. Like Philo, it's not that big. That's not to say it's not good. So I know it's a lot of people's favorite, and I get that there are good reasons for it, but that's why I didn't make the list, because I didn't want to be here all day ranking every single streaming service out there, because there are dozens. All right, so let's see where we're going. All right, we've got some B's, A's, B's, B, C for Hulu. Oh, interesting. All right. All right. A, B for Hulu. I just think they have really good stuff, but their interface is bad enough that might bump them to a B. It's tough to say. Tough to say. All right, I need somebody to make the case for a B. Luke, you said B for Hulu. Amanda, I can't justify a C for Hulu, but if somebody can make a great case to bump it down to B, I can maybe get on board with that. All right, while you're doing that, Prime Video. Prime Video. Let's think about that. Okay, William. Just found your channel, just cut the cord, going with YouTube TV and a mix of others. Your channel is my light in the dark, trying to figure out what to do. Well, that's the nicest thing anybody said to me today. So thank you. I appreciate that, William. Glad it helped. We try to, have a lot of fun with it, but ultimately we try to be informative. So yeah, I'm glad that worked out. Sherry, you only watch for Handmaid's Tale. I get that. Except that Handmaid's Tale, as I recall, the first season was really good, but my wife said the end of the second season was so bad that she is pretty much off that train forever. Anyway, all right, so I'm going to keep Hulu as an A. Next up, Prime Video. Let's talk about Prime Video. Remember, Disney Plus coming up here in just a second. That one is going to be a giveaway category. Prime Video is... If it existed only in a vacuum, it would probably be the same as Hulu, right? It's an A. It's got great stuff. They've got a big catalog, a lot of really fun classic stuff, from the 70s and 80s, and kind of like schlock cinema. But here's the thing: Prime Video comes with Amazon Prime. And if you sign up for Amazon Prime, yeah, you get the Prime Video stuff, but you also get the free shipping and the music and the books and the whatever else comes with Prime. I can't even remember. It's so much stuff. Because of that, not because of the streaming TV by itself, but because of the entire ecosystem, I'm bumping this one up to an S. Netflix and Prime Video, I think, are must-haves for a streamer. But Billy says a D. Luke says a B because they're losing a lot of content and they don't have a lot of shows I like. And that's totally defensible. And that's one of those things where if a library doesn't speak to you specifically, then, subjectively, yeah, it's going to get bumped down. But I think being as objective as possible, I rest my case for an S. Okay. Sherry, you love Prime Video. Recently started using it as my go-to streaming service. Great videos, plus Prime everything. Yeah, total S. Yep, I think you're with me. By the way, if you haven't been following the channel for very long, I've done a few guest appearances with Sherry on her channel, Whistle Out. So if you like cell phone stuff, talking about cell phone providers especially, and rating those and understanding how they work and all that, go check out Whistle Out. One word. Whistle Out. It's a great YouTube channel. Sherry's fantastic. So I hope you guys all check that out. All right. How do you feel about novelty streaming services like VRV, Shudder, Verve, VRV? I've never been quite clear how it goes. I've always kind of called it Verve. Okay. Next up, Disney Plus. Let's talk about Disney Plus. This is a giveaway category, so everybody hold off on the comments for just a second, okay? And we're going to talk about Disney Plus, and then when I say go, it'll be the 10th person to comment who gets the giveaway. So, again, hold off. Disney Plus started last November. I think it was November, and it just shot out of the gate like a rocket, as I predicted. Hashtag Craig is always right. So Disney Plus has become massive recently. Speaking of which, Disney Plus and Netflix have had huge subscriber jumps in the during the pandemic, right? During the quarantine. Netflix got like 10 million more subscribers in Q2. It's bananas. Anyway, so yeah, Disney Plus right out of the gate has been huge. But here's the problem with Disney Plus is that except for The Mandalorian, they haven't had anything beyond their archives to pull people in. So their original content has been lacking, in my opinion. Again, this is an individual judgment call. And, everybody's going to think a little bit differently about it. But Disney Plus has a great archive, but they need to bring in some more stuff to make it a little bit more attractive. I just don't find myself in it as much as I thought that I would at the beginning. So that's why Disney Plus is great, because of that archive, especially if you have kids, and I've got 2 of them. And so in that case, it's an A, but is it an S if you have kids? Maybe if you have kids, it's an S, but it's at least an A in that case. If you're not a Disney fan, if you don't care about their archive, then yeah, it easily gets bumped down to like a B, probably not a C, because it is still a good streaming service regardless. But yeah, I could see it getting bumped down to a B. So here we go. Yeah, kind of bored with Disney Plus. Yeah, I get that. 3, 2, 1, vote. Give me your vote, and I will pick the 10th one. I'm going to be watching these like a hawk. And the 10th one will get a giveaway for some Reviews.org merch. Got 3 in so far. SBC. Oof. Okay, waiting for the 10th. Oh boy, okay, those came in, wow, real quick. All right, here we go. Place your bets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Matt Schlemmer. Oh wait, no, Matt, I can't count you because you, well, maybe I should have stated. Nope, okay, I can count you. I didn't state the rules again. There have been more people that joined. Yes, okay, Matt, you do count. B for Disney, not much original content, great for kids, not for you. Yep, sounds like you and I are pretty simpatico on that. So, Matt, what I want you to do for the giveaway, again, for those just joining in, the Teespring merch store. Okay, I have no idea what happened there. Did that black out everybody else's screen? Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. It doesn't look like that ended the stream. That's good. Okay, we're back up and running. Who did I say? Yeah, Matt. What we're doing, the Teespring store, there's just a few pieces of Reviews.org merchandise there, and what you can do is choose anything that is, about $20 or less. So the T-shirts, the tote bags, the mug, I think the face masks would be in there, just basically not the sweater because it's kind of pricey. Pick anything from that store that you would like. Email info@reviews.org, put 100K live stream or live stream giveaway or something in the subject line. And then this is very important because we do get emails from those who try to, pop in and claim that they are you. I want you to screenshot your YouTube profile and that way we know it was you. In fact, I'm going to write your name down just in case I forget. Okay. Where'd you go, Matt? Matt Schlemmer. All right. Very good. We need to go figure out who the first person was. Whoever that was. Put your name up real quick, and I can make sure that I remember who that was. For the rest of you, if you click on that link, you go to the Teespring store, you want to get a T-shirt or the mug or something, the mug that says #Craig is always right. That's my favorite one in the store. If you use the promo code 100K, that'll give you 10% off in the store. So everybody can get 10% off. Again, you might want to wait till the end of the stream to do that, just in case you win one of the next giveaway ones. Benjamin Forrest. Thank you, Benjamin. All right. All right. So yeah, I can't do more than 10% because I already made our margins so slim that then we would have to be paying Teespring to send you the t-shirts or whatever. I don't know how it works exactly, but 10% was as much as I could do. Okay, moving on. Let's go maybe a little bit quicker through some of these. HBO Max was really great at first, but then kind of lost a little bit of steam along the way. Why don't you guys go ahead and just vote. This isn't a giveaway one. I think we're going to wait until maybe Peacock for the giveaway, the next giveaway one. But yeah, let me know what you think of HBO Max, whether it's a total disappointment, whether it's amazing and everything is great, or if it's somewhere in between. I'll tell you, my thoughts right now would be a B, because I love the content in there. I love that it's, AT&T owns all this content along with their HBO stuff. And so, putting that all together, the Warner Media library plus HBO, it's a fantastic library. But the problem is that they weren't able to figure out a deal with Roku and Amazon Fire. And so, and I get that is probably more along, the fault lies more with Roku and Amazon, probably, but I don't really know exactly, how the deals went down or should have gone down. Either way, it's not on those. And so it's tough to say that this is like an A service. So I'm going to go with a B on this one. Yeah, lack of Roku support, lack of platforms. Chris and Luke agree with me there. So, but yeah, it is great. We're going to be talking about streaming devices too in just a minute. And there are only 7 of those, I think. So it'll go a little bit faster. But HBO Max. Peacock may end up in a similar boat. We'll see when we get there. Billy gives it an S. I wish they wouldn't get rid of their own content. Well, there is that. All right. Next up is Quibi. Quibi is a very, very sad story. And I mean that. I was excited about Quibi. If you've been following the channel for a little while, I was excited about Quibi when we found out about them or learned more about them at CES this year. Speaking of which, shed a little tear. Who knows what's going to happen with CES in 2021. But when I learned about Quibi, I was like, wow, that sounds really cool. A mobile-only streaming service that uses landscape and portrait mode in an interesting way. And, they had some other fun, interesting ideas like Steven Spielberg's, was it Spielberg After Dark or something like that, where you can only watch his shows after sunset. Fun little interesting ideas. But ultimately, I think the way Jeffrey Katzenberg put it in an interview with, I think it was the New York Times, he said, we launched full steam ahead and then ran into a brick wall. And that brick wall was COVID-19. And it will go down in history as one of the worst cases of bad timing anyone's ever seen. And also, it turns out that it wasn't that good, because we get all the short form content that we want, the 10-minute chunks or less, right? We get all that we want on YouTube. And I'm not sure that Quibi ever quite found an identity. So I'm tempted to go C, but ultimately I think I'm going to give it a D. And that does not bring me any joy. I wish that Quibi had been a little bit better, but I think maybe before the end of the year, certainly within 1 year from now, I'm going to be releasing a post-mortem video on Quibi. What happened with Quibi. So I don't think it's long for this world. CBS All Access. I heard somebody say way up earlier in the chat that CBS All Access is great if you're a Star Trek fan, and otherwise you don't care. And that's interesting. CBS All Access is, as I understand it, the Star Trek stuff that they have on there is pretty divisive for Star Trek fans. It's similar to the way the new Disney Star Wars stuff is for Star Wars fans. Anyway, so CBS All Access. What do you think? If you are a Trekkie, CBS All Access is a B. Maybe. I think it's a fine streaming service. It's nice that you can get, when we have sports again, you can get some football. You get, CBS News and all that stuff. You can get your local feeds, as far as I remember. It's not quite to the A level of Hulu and Disney Plus. I'm going to give this one a B personally. I'm seeing a lot of C's, some B's, S for CBS All Access from John. Wow. I don't know if I'd go quite that far, but they do have some good stuff. So let's see. Even after the Viacom merger, I just still don't think it's worth it. Well, yeah, maybe not. Okay. What do you think they'll rename CBS All Access when all the Viacom Showtime stuff comes in later this year? Are they going to rename it? Has that? I haven't seen that they are going to rename it. I saw some, that it would be a possibility, but I wonder if they'll just bring it all in, or maybe they just drop the CBS. Maybe they keep the little eyeball logo and just call it All Access. Who knows? Yeah, Ninja, my wife uses it for Big Brother as well. She is a Big Brother freak. She loves that. So you're in the same boat. Okay, Peacock, another giveaway category here. So again, hold off. Don't give your rankings for Peacock just yet. Again, for those who have come in since the last one, here is the concept. There is a Teespring merchandise store, and you can go in there. You can purchase stuff. If you don't get the giveaway, you can use the promo code 100K for 10% off. But for the 10th person to respond to the CBS Plus, nice. For the 10th person to respond after I say, what is your ranking for Peacock, they will get to select something, like a $20 value or less from the store, and we'll send that out to them. So anyway, so again, hold off. Let's talk a little bit about Peacock. It just released this week. Okay. It just released. So it's tough to say, oh, Peacock is definitely an S or it's a D or whatever. Like it's kind of hard to give a really definitive ranking at this point. But I will say I've really enjoyed it. I'm going through Brave New World right now. A few episodes into that. It's it does some violence to the source material, but still, it's a pretty slick program. Their content library is fantastic. It, like HBO Max, is not available on Roku or Fire TV, which sucks, and really kind of puts it, kind of down a little bit. But as somebody just said, Joker just said, Peacock is free. Sort of, yeah. Peacock has a free tier. Now, none of the other streaming providers, or the major ones, are doing that. And so, oftentimes there will be a tiered system where, you can get commercial supported or, not commercial supported, like with Hulu. They just decided to go with a free tier, which I thought was great. And that bumps it up a little bit for me. So I know where my ranking is going to be, but I'm curious where yours is going to be. I want a one-letter response. Okay, so only a one-letter response counts. S through D. Give me your ranking now. Gustavo Psych movie number 2. Yeah, I did turn that on last night and then I fell asleep. So I'm going to try it again later. But I love Psych. Peacock has potential. Yes, it does. I think so. All right. So, okay, wow, they came in fast and furious there. All right, so going with one-letter answers, Joker, William, Casey, Space Ghost, Benjamin, Joe, Whistle Out, Terry. Oh, where'd you go? Oh, no, Whistle Out, Terry, Jairus, if I said that right. Billy, number 10. Hey, one of the first to join the stream today. So, Billy, that's all I can use to identify you. I have no idea. Billy, Bo, Willie, Banana, Fana, Fo, Philly. There, I said the whole name. I hope that pleases you. Go ahead and send in to info@reviews.org. Go ahead and send in your the screenshot of your YouTube profile. Prove that it's you. And I'm going to write your name down. I'm going to write down the whole thing because that's just the mood I'm feeling today. So, all right. And I think you've been around for the whole stream, so you know how it works. info@reviews.org, and then put live stream giveaway or something in the subject line. So for the rest of you, I'm seeing this one's all over the board. Whistle Out gives it a D. A D. Wow. That's harsh. It's harsh. I'm seeing a lot of B's, C's, A's, C+, 4K Blu-ray. Mr. 4K Blu-ray is trying to split the difference here. Let's see, and a D. Peacock is D for sure. I'm shocked that people are so down on Peacock. I will say, this, does it bother me? I certainly understand the impulse behind it, but it is a little bit annoying that if you're on the free tier, you get 2 episodes of Brave New World for free and some of their other premium stuff, and then they say, oh, you can watch the rest if you sign up for premium. So Whistle Out, yeah, you're just messing with the 10th caller system here. Okay, so where do I put it? I'm going to give Peacock at least a B. I'm going to put it with same as HBO Max, because it's lacking the platform support on Roku and Fire TV. It can't rise higher than a B, but I think the library is great. Obviously, NBC Universal has an amazing library of TV and movies. So it's going to be tough to beat that archive. That's where I'd put it. All right. The last one that we're going to talk about as far as what are we talking? On-demand services, Apple TV Plus. Apple TV Plus is a really weird case, and it's another one of those massive disappointments for me, because when it came out, I loved it. They had, like 11 programs or something like that, some really small slice of a library, but they were all big marquee things. They spent a ton of money on it, and you could tell. So you had C and For All Mankind and The Morning Show, and what was the other one that I watched? Servant, and a few other things that were really well produced, very well made, good storytelling, and then it just kind of like dried up. And I don't know if they saved all their money for season 2 of all those things, but I check in every once in a while and I'm like, all right, what else you got? And nothing has really grabbed my attention at this point, which is too bad. So it was for like 2 months maybe after it launched in November, I was into Apple TV Plus, and then I haven't checked it at all this year. And I assume that when season 2 of some of those big shows come up, I'm gonna be in a similar boat where I'm gonna be into it again. But right now, it's tough to give it, because it's so slim. Even if the shows are great, the content library is so slim that it's like you can get, for $5 a month, you get Apple TV Plus. I mean, yeah, there are all sorts of deals, right, where you can get it otherwise. But it's like you compare $5 a month to Apple TV Plus and you get X. Or $7 a month to Disney Plus and you get X times 2,000, right? Just so much more stuff. So I think per dollar, you're not getting enough. It's definitely not down in Quibi territory. I am a little bit disappointed in it, but ultimately it's okay. It's just not great. So Apple is testing the waters. Well, when all the other kids are, swimming around in the pool, if you're only going to dip your toe in, it ain't going to work out very well for you. So they got to figure something else out, produce a lot more content, even if it's not like quite as slick as some of the other stuff they've made. All right. So those are our on-demand services. We're going to talk about live TV streaming services as well. We'll do one more giveaway here. That'll be number 4. And then I'll do one when we do streaming devices. There's only a few streaming devices, and so we won't be doing that for quite as long as we're doing this one. But so what I'm going to do, all right, so we're going to pull Hulu down here because Hulu Live, I couldn't find a separate logo for Hulu Live, so I'm just going to recycle this one. I'm sure you'll all forgive me. Hulu Live, let's see. Let's rank it this way. We'll talk about Fubo first, then YouTube TV, and then Hulu Live is when we'll do the giveaway. So, live TV streaming. How many of you still stream live TV or watch live TV, I should say? I'm genuinely curious. That's not an accusatory question. That's an actual question. How many of you still love live TV? I gave it up. I have an antenna, and when I need to do a review or something or dip in, I'll reactivate my subscription to Hulu Live or Sling or whatever. But in my day-to-day, I almost never watch live TV anymore. And so it makes me wonder how much longer it's going to be around, because we have numbers for Netflix. Netflix has, gosh, with another 10 million subscribers, they've got to be at like 160, 170, 170 million subscribers. Disney Plus, after less than a year, they're at 50 or 60 million subscribers. Anyway, so we're dealing with huge numbers. And then the big one here is Hulu for live TV, and that's got like 3 million plus. It's just this tiny fraction of what the on-demand services get. And that's simply because Hulu Live, $55 a month. YouTube TV, $65 a month. Fubo TV, I think that starts now at $60 a month. Sling TV, $45 if you want the good package. Anyway, and so it's hard to shell out that much money. Mostly cable news for pandemic news. Terry says it's dead other than sports. Yeah, Nicholas, mainly for sport. Matt, same. DVR. Okay. Sports and news. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of what I've been saying on the channel lately is sports and news. That's it. These days, basically just news. We'll see. I guess baseball is starting up again here pretty soon. So, and the pandemic can't last forever, right? Sports will be back someday. Oh, please bless. World Cup. Yeah. Sports will save live TV. I'm not so sure. I should do a whole video on this, right? But here's my quick thing. Sports will separate just like everything else. So with all these services, with Disney Plus, HBO Max, CBS All Access, Peacock, we're seeing this like, we're getting silos, content silos. I own this stuff, and so you have to subscribe to my thing to get it. I own this stuff, you have to subscribe to my thing. I think live sports is going to go the same way. Eventually, it'll be, you have to get the NHL network, you have to get the NFL network, you have to get the MLB TV, you have to get whatever, NBA TV. And that is where sports will go. And then there will be something out there like, ESPN will continue to do its thing, and maybe they'll bring in some niche sports, and Peacock will get all the Olympic stuff and whatever. But will it save live TV? In the short term, it will. Sports is what will keep live TV going for a little while, but eventually, 5 years, 10 years down the road, I think it'll be gone. So blackouts will be a thing of the past. I don't know about soon, but someday. Blackouts are there because of the contracts that local channels have with national distributors that have it with the sports league or whatever. And so when those contracts are up, they're going to find an alternate way of structuring contracts if they have those at all, and blackouts won't be a thing sometime in the future. So, okay, so let's talk about these. Fubo TV is not cheap. Sling is the cheapest one. Fubo TV is not cheap, but it also, did they get, I heard rumblings that they were going to get, some Disney networks. Yeah. So is it great? It's great if you love soccer, but it's super, super niche. Give me your rankings for Fubo TV. I will give you mine in just a moment. Ninja, you missed PlayStation View. Yeah, I kind of do too. On my Roku right here, right behind me. So there's my Roku TV. Still has PlayStation View, the channel downloaded, just so that when I scroll past it on my channel menu, I get to shed a little tear every once in a while. Like, that was a good service. So an S for soccer fans, maybe. ACF plus. Wow. I don't know if it's that bad. Decent selection, but not a soccer fan. Vote A. Yeah, I think that's the thing is, again, this is a very subjective thing. If you are a soccer fan, then this is at least an A, if not an S. For everybody else, it's probably like a C. And so I think if we average it out, I'm going to give Fubo a B. YouTube TV recently raised their price by $15, but they have a killer DVR system, and they just added all of the Viacom channels. Well, they added half the Viacom channels now and then more later. Anyway, so it's a big price hike. But honestly, like they're fond of pointing out that Hulu is going to be $65 a month if you add the premium DVR, and most people probably would. And so that's $65 anyway. But still, again, my thing is at least Hulu gives you the choice. I wish YouTube TV gave me the choice. So yeah, it's a bigger price, but it's probably the best and most well-rounded channel selection out there right now. Yeah, I'm not researching for a video, so I don't have the exact data to back that up. But my thinking right now is that YouTube TV is the best rounded. I'm going to give YouTube TV an A. It's better than Fubo, but it's definitely not a must-have for live TV people. All right. So let's see what you guys say. Well, let's see, a C, a B, A if it kept Turner Network channels. You know what? That's a good point. That's a good point. Ooh, makes me want to bump it down, but it's not that big a deal. We'll leave it where it is. Okay, Hulu Live is going to be a giveaway subject, and so don't place your votes for Hulu Live just yet. Wait until I say go. We continue to pull in more people into this live stream, so if you're new, I'm going to put once again the link to the Teespring store in the chat. And if you go to the Teespring store, you can see some of the stuff that you can get. This is what we're giving away, anything that's $20 or less from the Teespring store. So the 10th person to give me a letter grade for Hulu Live after I say go, will be the giveaway winner on this. Anyway, so let's talk about it, and then I'll say go in just a moment. All right. So I can see some people are getting some twitchy little trigger fingers there. So Hulu Live, we kind of talked about it with YouTube TV already. The thing that bumps up Hulu Live for me is really simple. I call it Hulu Live, but that's just for ease and convenience. It's actually called Hulu with live TV. And that kind of explains its appeal. Hulu is a great streaming service. I gave it an A previously. And so you get that plus all the live TV channels. And it's really hard to beat that. You know, then when you start adding in the Disney Plus bundle and ESPN Plus and that sort of thing, it is tough to beat. So I'm going to say, if you are a cord cutter who wants live TV, I'll give you my ranking in a second, but I want to hear yours right now. Okay, one letter only. The 10th person will be the one to get it. I don't want to hear justifications in the comment. I just want one letter from you, and then go back and justify. Okay. So let's see. All right, good. We've got some coming in. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a lot of comments. Okay. Casey, Joe, Ron, Smash, Bill, Joe, Ninja, Fetchin, Billy, Jordan Parsons. Gave it an S. Jordan Parsons. It's always nice to win on an S, right? Jordan Parsons. All right, I'm going to write your name down here. All right, so Jordan, what you need to do is email info@reviews.org, put live stream giveaway in the subject line, and then select what item you want. We'll talk about how to get it to you as well. But also, oh yeah, this is very important. I need you to screenshot your YouTube profile. So basically just to prove that it's you, because we'll probably have a few people emailing us claiming to be you. So show me your profile, like internally, right? So prove that it's you. And congratulations. All right, for the rest of you, let's see what you're giving it. A, B, a lot of Bs, a lot of As, a few. Anna gave it an S. Let's see. B, B, A. There's a couple S's, a lot of B's and A's. I'm seeing, if I were to average it out from what you guys have said, it looks like the average would put it at a B. All right. But as I said at the very beginning of this stream, this is not a democracy. I am the ultimate arbiter of truth and justice in this stream. And when we compare it to the others, like I said earlier, if you are somebody who wants live TV and you're a cord cutter, and so those are non-negotiables, right? If that's the case, Hulu is the must-have. Hulu Live, I should say. So I'm going to give it an S. I'm going to agree with like 3 of you on this one. I still think it's the best one out there. Interface keeps changing, can be confusing, says Benjamin. I get it. If I were basing it off of the interface, then it would get a D. I hate the interface, although they are making some improvements. But ultimately, you can get used to an interface. It's more about what you can get out of it. Plus, it's available on every platform out there. So there you go. That's my ranking. Okay, last one, Sling TV. Sling TV is making another, or potentially making another push because of all these price increases. It's another everyman service like YouTube TV and Hulu. It's not a niche service like Fubo going after sports fans, especially soccer fans. Sling TV is everything to everybody. It's not as good as Hulu or YouTube TV, but it is better than Fubo. And because of that, I'm going to give it like an A- for Sling. I'm interested to see what everybody else thinks about it. So go ahead and put your rankings in the comments as well. But yeah. Sorry. Fetchin Atua. Anyone else a BET Plus fan? Yeah, I didn't include some of the super niche services. Super niche, whatever. I just tried to include the major ones. There's a lot of BritBox and Showtime and yeah, BET Plus and all the other stuff that I could have put in there, but we would have been here all day. So let's see, a C for Sling, B for Sling, B. Yeah, Richard, View is the best of the bunch. Well, maybe. But you know what? It's 2020. We can't have nice things. It'd be ridiculous. Okay. So there you go. There's our ranking of, I shouldn't say ranking, but our grading of live TV streaming services. Glad you all helped me with that. Next up, we're going to be doing a few. Let's see. Let me switch over my screen here. We're going to be doing a few live TV streaming devices. And I have one more giveaway to do on that. Before I do that, I'll just remind you that Teespring account, you can go there, that storefront there. You can order some Reviews.org stuff. We've got the Reviews.org mug. Hashtag Craig is always right. You can get the t-shirt that's just like the one I'm wearing now. I think it might be a little bluer. This one's a very, very dark navy. But I think the blue might be a little better, honestly. Face mask, sweatshirt, women's tee, tote, and the mug. So yeah, go check them out. I was saying this earlier in the stream, but I got to set the price for all this. If you've ever used Teespring, then you know this. You can set the price, to a certain extent to decide how much profit you want to make off of this. And I don't expect this to be a huge revenue driver for us or anything. It's more just kind of fun that, we can offer these little things. And so I cut the margins razor thin. The hoodies usually go for $50. I set them at 40. The t-shirts are usually like 26. I put them at 20. And if you go in there, if you do want to purchase something, then use the code through the end of this month, use the code 100K, 100K, and you can get 10% off. If one of these things strikes your fancy a little bit. Oh, AT&T TV Now. I didn't forget it, Ninja. I just didn't put it on there. I probably should. I've been so it is looking more attractive every day with all these price increases. Suddenly what was the most expensive streaming service out there and the most ridiculously priced one is now like, hey, yeah, it's kind of middle of the road. So I need to put it back on there, but it doesn't have the subscriber numbers that the others do, especially Hulu, YouTube, and Sling. And so it's hard to put it with the big boys. Is AT&T TV now abandoned by AT&T? No, it's not. So, all right. Next up, we're talking streaming devices. All right, let's blow this page up a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. Streaming devices. And I broke this down a little bit oddly, where Roku is one category, Apple TV, Fire TV. I mean, it says Fire TV Stick, but whatever. The Fire TV ecosystem, Chromecast. And then these two are a little bit weird because they're both Android TV, but I broke them up for reasons we'll talk about. And then game systems are kind of mashed together, PlayStation and Xbox. So the giveaway, we'll do the giveaway on the Tivo stream. So we'll do a few of these first, and then we'll do the Tivo stream. That'll be the one the giveaway is on. So hang out for a few minutes, and we'll get there. We're going to rank these or grade these systems. All right. This is a tougher one, I think. All right. So give me your Roku grades and justifications. Where do you think Roku should go? The thing about the S tier, if I give something an S, that means it's like a must-have. And I'm not sure any of these are like, you have to have this one. And so I might be working a lot between like A and C on these. So hello, Don. Glad you could join us. S for Roku. It has almost everything. But that's the thing, isn't it? When we talk about here, I'm going to bump Fire TV Stick up next to Roku. So we'll talk about that next. We'll talk about these together. Roku and Amazon are both strong-arming these content providers. And so that's why we see what we're seeing right now with HBO Max and Peacock is they're using their clout, right? Together, this makes up 70% of the streaming TV or streaming device market. So it's a huge, huge chunk. And they're throwing their weight around trying to get more of a cut from these content providers, which I get. I mean, you know, these companies want to make money. I have no problem with that. But it does kind of leave us out in the cold with these streaming services. So I'm lucky enough that I review these things for a living. And so in my little studio here, I've got Roku, I've got Fire TV, I've got Apple TV, I've got a Chromecast, I've got a Tivo Stream 4K. The only one on this list that I'm missing is the NVIDIA Shield, which is at the office locked up because none of us can go to the office right now. I even have a PlayStation here behind me. So I have the option when, you know, HBO Max comes up and I can't watch it on my Roku. I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll just plug in the Apple TV. No problem. Well, not everybody has that option. And so it sucks that these two aren't playing a little bit nicer. I mean, like I said, I get it. It just sucks for us. I wish that we could use their services for the streaming stuff that we want. So Roku, I'm going to give it an A. And Fire TV Stick, I'm going to give this. This hurts. It hurts my heart. But I'm giving Fire TV Stick an S. And here's why. I still personally prefer the Roku platform. I like that it's brand agnostic. I like that it's extremely simple to navigate. I like their remotes. I like the voice search. I like just about everything about it. Fire TV, I don't love their interface as much. I don't love that you have to pair it with Amazon Prime if you really want it to work properly. But I gave Amazon Prime an S earlier, so there you go. But the thing that Fire TV Stick does better is it's more flexible. It's capable of more things. And so if you start out as a beginning cord cutter and you get the Roku, then when you upgrade to advanced cord cutting, whatever, and you want to sideload apps, you want to get a Bluetooth game controller, you want to, do some of those things that Fire TV Stick can do, the Roku can't do that. And so that's why I'm giving Fire TV an S. I know. It's Uwe, brand agnostic, another to add to your IT dictionary. Basically, what I mean is when you voice search something on Fire TV, you say, Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, and it'll pull that up in Amazon's library. And so your first choice will be rent this from Amazon. and same thing with Apple TV, of course. Chromecast relies on the Google Play platform, or whatever. Roku doesn't do that. When you search a movie, it will show you every streaming service, even the ones you don't have. It'll show you every streaming service that has that title, and it'll rank order it by price. And if you are subscribed already to that streaming service, it'll put that one at the top. So, oh, this one's on Netflix. Great. And then it'll take you right to that titles page on Netflix. That's what I mean by brand agnostic. It's not shoving you toward one content ecosystem or another. I love that about Roku. So let's see. Okay, so Chris, in your case, you give it a C because you have a lot of stuff with Google Play. You own movies through Google Play. And so on a personal level, it doesn't work for you because it's hard for you to get that stuff. Although I bet you could sideload something to use the Fire Stick for that. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of A's. Like I said, I think my system here, I'm trying to rank these against each other, not just in a vacuum. And so I think Roku and Fire Stick are right up at the top, and Fire Stick just ekes out just a little bit ahead, which if you'd asked me a year ago, I would have said you're crazy if I, you think I would ever say that. All right. Apple TV is a great little system. Let me see if do I have my Apple TV remote? It's around here somewhere. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hang on. Okay. Apple TV is a great system, except for this. Not that it doesn't have its perks, and it does, but this remote is what brings the system down for me. And also that it is too Apple centric. And so if you're not all in on the Apple ecosystem, then forget about it, right? It's not that great. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say that. It's still a good device. But between those two things, Apple TV gets a B for me. It is a slick interface. And I am planning to do a video, by the way, in the next couple of weeks about alternative remote solutions for the Apple TV. But yeah, this one gets a B. Let me know what you guys think. OMG, says Ninja. Remote is horrible. Yeah. Design over usability. Yeah, that's kind of the thing is, okay, so if you haven't ever used the Apple TV remote, and look close at this thing, this shiny part on the bottom is not a thing, right? That's just part of the remote. But this matte finish part up here is a touch screen, or not touch screen, but it's a touch sensitive pad. It's a clickable button, and then you can navigate just by going like this, which you would think would be great, but it's actually really finicky and tough to master. The one thing about this remote that I do love is this voice button right here. You can use it to search, but you can also use it to dictate typing. So if you're doing an email address or a password or something, you can just talk into it and spell it, and it'll type that out for you, so you don't have to hunt and peck all the letters. It drives me crazy. So, all right, yeah, Apple TV, and it's just, it's too niche. I'm not, I do own an iPad, but I don't use an iPhone, and I don't use a Mac. And so not being in the ecosystem, if you're not in it, then, why would you get an Apple TV? I'm not sure. If you are in the Apple ecosystem, it's probably an A, but I think the remote keeps it from ever becoming an S. So, use a universal remote. Yeah, we're going to be talking about that pretty soon. Okay, 2 more until we get to the giveaway one. Chromecast gets a B. Chromecast, I want to hear what you guys have to say about Chromecast as well. The problem, if the problem for Apple TV is the remote, the problem for Chromecast is that there is no remote. Very frustrating. It's to me, I need a remote. I don't want to use my phone. And call me old-fashioned, but when I sit down to watch TV, I want to actually watch the TV. I don't want to kind of be doing 2 devices at once to do what I want. So this is a personal preference thing, but I think a lot of people share it. The nice thing, if it were just for that annoys me enough that I might give it a C, not a D, but I might give it a C. But what's nice about it is that Chromecast has very wide support among apps. And so if it plays video, there's a good chance it's going to be able to use Chromecast. And it's only $30 to get the 1080p version, which is totally fine most of the time. You don't need 4K. Most of us don't need 4K. So $30, super simple, available everywhere. Once you get the hang of it, it's fine. It just lacks that remote. So I'm going to give it a B. Not great for new streamers, says Chris. Interesting. Trying to explain casting to someone isn't easy. I think, yeah, once you get to... once you figure it out, then it's not so bad. Once you see it done once. Let's see. Alessandromadros says giveaway. Yeah, we're getting there. That's coming up on the Tivo Stream one. All right. Chromecast is a nice device for the tech savvy. Yeah, for your parents, a streaming box is better. Give them a remote. Yeah, they need a remote. Where's my, this is very different from the cable remotes that we used to have, 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, that had, just huge banks of buttons. It is different, but at least it's a remote. You can hold it in your hand and feel like you're watching TV just like you used to. So for the uninitiated, you've got to have a remote. Okay. Jordan, you can pick any item from the store, probably except the sweater. That one's a little bit too pricey, I think. But anything $20 or less, fair game. So yeah, I'll wait for that email from you. Okay, so lastly, or not lastly, but nextly, we have, I should say lastly before the giveaway, NVIDIA Shield. These are both Android TV streamers, NVIDIA Shield and Tivo Stream. Both Android TV streamers. And so I was tempted to put them together, but I did make them separate. And I did that because basically the question is, do you want a premium experience or do you want an everyman experience? If you want a premium experience, you go with the NVIDIA Shield. It is nice. It's really nice. I love it. But I'm not sure that I can give it an A simply because of price. The cheapest version is $150. That's the one that looks like a cigar. It's $150, which is already kind of like the Apple TV. It's a little bit prohibitive. And if you want the NVIDIA Shield to do what it's kind of meant to do and be this really nice bridge between your PC and your TV, get all the gaming features and get the processor speed that's a little bit better and all that stuff, then you have to get the $200 version. The one that looks like a set-top box out of like the Borg cube or something. Yeah, it's just too expensive for me to give it an A. So, but the thing is, I do like it. That's why I'm not giving it a C or a D. I really do like it, but it's just not the same when it's too pricey, and it's so niche. This is definitely. If you are very tech savvy, you're a PC user, you're a gamer, this one I could easily see it getting bumped up to an A. Probably not an S, but I could see it getting bumped up to an A. But if you're less techie, then yeah, this one stays around that B category. Justin says you're not a fan of Android TV UI, but GeForce Now is great. I actually do like the Android TV UI. Okay. So now we're going to talk about Tivo Stream 4K. This is a giveaway one, but hold your horses on ranking the Tivo Stream 4K because wait till I say go so we can do the giveaway with it. But let's talk about Tivo Stream 4K for a second. And let's talk about the interface. Tivo did something really cool by creating the Tivo channel, or what I can't remember exactly what I called it, but the Tivo menu, right? So it's on the Android TV platform, but within it, there's an app, and it's got a shortcut button on the remote. Where's my remote? Yeah, it's over there. So it's got a shortcut button where you can go to a Tivo menu. So now suddenly you've got the Android TV menu, and if you don't like that, okay, well, pop over to the Tivo menu. You're probably going to be able to find most of what you're looking for there if you're looking for the major stuff, the major apps and content. But what they do on the Tivo menu is they let you round up your shows and create, that My List that you get on Netflix where you can add shows to My List or whatever. You can do it on all the streaming services. Tivo's menu lets you do that for all of, seven of the major streaming services. So I think they're missing, are they missing HBO Max? I'm sure they're missing Peacock, and I'm sure they'll add more going forward. But you can do Netflix, which is missing on Apple TV's version of it. You can do Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime and a few of the other CBS All Access, I think, is on there. And you can create My List from all of those services and pull them all into one place. And so you can see it all together. The only thing missing from that, if they had a progress bar or a next episode or continue watching within that would be amazing. And who knows, maybe one day they will. But right now, it's good enough to me that they're letting you create that My List across services. So Tivo Stream 4K, the other thing about it is that it's $50, at least right now. Through the end of this month, it's $50. Then it'll go up to $70, but $70 is still less than half the price of the NVIDIA Shield. It's a 4K streamer that has Chromecast built in. And because of that, the Tivo Stream 4K gets an A from me. When I got it in the mail, I went to my boss and I was like, "Oh, we need to review this Tivo Stream 4K. Can you give me $50 so I can buy this thing?" And we were like, "Yeah, okay, fine, let's review it." And I kind of figured, it's going to be another one of those streamers like the Xfinity Flex or the, whatever little tiny streamer that's trying to get into the market and just make a few bucks. I thought that's what I was going to get, and it surprised me a lot. With how good it is. And so this one, I don't like it as much as Roku, but I like it more than the other three that are below it. So, all right, so that's my ranking. I want to hear yours. Now, giveaway. Just hold on. For those who have come in since the last giveaway, this is the last one we're doing today. For those of you who have just joined, all I want is a single letter. Okay, so rank it with a single letter and then give your justification in another comment. But a single letter, S through D, and then the 10th person to comment with that single letter after I say go will win the giveaway, the final giveaway from the Reviews.org Teespring store. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'm missing. Nope, keep it to a single letter. Ready, set, go. Okay, all right. I'm going to be watching. They tend to come in really fast, and then I get like in this StreamYard system that I'm getting, I get like 20 at once. So then I got to go back and count. All right. Is it possible to sideload apps on Tivo? Yes, it is, because it's an Android TV platform. You can do that. I haven't done it on my Tivo, but yeah. Okay, so we're starting with Eline. Okay, so Eline, Joe. Oh, no, Eline can't do it twice. David. Wait. Joe, David, there we go. Thomas. Dawn. Billy. Mr. Uptempo. That's Mr. Uptempo. Where'd you go? Oh, you guys are, it's coming in so fast. There we go. Smash. Hilliton, whatever. And then, nope, I'm getting some repeats. David, you're a repeat. Fetchin Atua, there, I think that's the 10th person. So it's not the 10th comment, it's the 10th person to comment. And so I had to skip some. Okay, gosh, now I need to make sure I got this right. No, I'm just going to go, yeah, Fetchin Atua. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Maybe you're French and it's like Fishin. I don't know. Anyway, so you are the winner. I'm writing your name down. I did my best. All right. There we go. There's that Teespring account. I didn't realize I cheated. Well, you didn't cheat. I mean, that's not cheating. It's just didn't count. Okay. So if you will, Atua, I'm just going to call you Atua because that's probably closer to a correct pronunciation. Go to that link and choose something $20 or less from the Reviews.org merch store, and we will get that sent over to you. Just email info@reviews.org, and you put live stream giveaway in the subject line, and then within the email, let me know what you want from the store, and make sure that you screenshot your YouTube profile internally, right, so that I can be sure that it is in fact you. So, yeah, you're right. What am I right about? What am I right? What am I right about? About which pronunciation? I've given a couple now. Anyway, so yeah, congratulations. And for the rest of you, before you head out from the live stream, if you didn't win, it's okay. You can still go to that link. Let me pull up that store again. You can still go to that link and you can check out the t-shirt, the sweatshirt, the whatever else. And if you use the promo code 100K, 100K, then you get 10% off your order. So if you still want to get one of these things, I personally love the mug. Reviews.org. Craig is always right. Fantastic, obviously. I think I'm going to do some more Craig is always right merchandise in here at some point, but 10% off with the code 100K. Okay, so now we've been going, wow, well over an hour. There's still 150 of you here. I'm going to do a little bit of Q&A, and so I will try to answer a few questions here in the chat. So if you'd like to stick around for that, then please do. Let's go through. Oh, so Fetchin Atua. It sounds like I got that right. Okay, so Justin asks, any thoughts on something like a Cavo? I have one. It's similar to the Tivo Stream, focused on unified search and UI, but I found its support to be too limited. I did a review on the Cavo last year sometime, maybe about a year ago. If you search Cavo on our channel, then you can find that. And as I recall, it was like, this is a cool idea. I see what they're trying to do, but it didn't quite deliver. And ultimately, it was really finicky as far as like device support and it was a little glitchy for my taste. So I like the idea, but I didn't think it delivered. If I were ranking it on the system that we've been using today, I'd probably give it like a B or a C, maybe a C plus. Okay. Are there any monthly costs with Tivo Stream? Asks Joe. No, there are not any monthly costs. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. They even have a Tivo channel, kind of similar to something you get with Pluto TV or Zumo. With it's a live TV streaming service that is a bunch of off-brand channels. The way I think of it is, if you just like to have noise in the background while you're doing chores or something, and that's what you use live TV for, then using those free options is great. And they do have that within their system as well. So, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. Let's see. Xiaomi, will I do a review on this device? That's a great question. I haven't done it yet for reasons, mostly because it's such a tiny share of the streaming device marketplace. It's one of the reasons why I rarely talk about even the NVIDIA Shield. Even though it's a great device, it has such a tiny market share that it's just, do I need to do it? Unless, if a new streaming device comes out, has a tiny market share, but blows me away, then I'm going to talk about it. So if you want, you're welcome to send an email to info@reviews.org and make the case for why I should review the Xiaomi box or stick. Maybe I will. If they're releasing a new device, that's probably enough justification. I'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, go ahead and make your case. Info@reviews.org. Elena, it was nice to see you. And for those of you, who do have to go, let's see, Fetchin Atua, info@reviews.org. Email me there, and email me there with the screenshot of your profile, your YouTube profile, so I know it's you, and what you want out of the store. That's $20 or less. Okay. A question about SpaceX, when to start the service. SpaceX? I don't know. Let's see. Hulu with live TV, rumored to be introducing skinny packages, which would be cheaper. Do you think we would get that before the end of the year? No. Probably not. It's possible. But usually with rumors like that, oftentimes those rumors are leaked by the company to test the waters. They put the rumor out there and see what people say about it. And then if they get a lot of great response, then they start working on it. And it'll take them time to work out the deals with content providers to create the skinny package. And then they have to create like a different part of their app so that it separates, who has which subscription and all that stuff. It just takes time. Is it possible we'll get it before the end of the year? Sure. But I think it's highly unlikely, if that comes to pass, that we would get it that soon. Richie, glad you enjoyed the stream. Luke, how do you think Philo will be affected by YouTube TV getting Viacom channels? Well, a lot of the people using Philo were already YouTube TV subscribers. This is a great comment. It's very insightful. One of the reasons Philo has been so great is because of the Viacom stuff. But it was only $20 a month. Why is it only $20 a month? Because they don't also have Fox Sports and ESPN and whatever other really expensive networks, especially anything Disney owned, the ABC stuff, the ESPN stuff. That is what drives up the price instantly for all these other streaming services. And so how will it be affected? I don't know for sure, but I think there is still a place for Philo because they don't bother with all the sports networks and the expensive cable news stuff and all that. They keep it pretty slimmed down. And so if you just like live TV and you don't care about sports and news, at least the big names in news, then Philo is great. And I don't see it going anywhere right away. So, do you think there's enough streaming services? No, never. I will say, come on, focus camera, focus. There we go. I will say that I totally get people's complaints about there are too many streaming services. It's too confusing. I get it. But ultimately, my thing is I would rather have the choice. I know it's confusing. I get it. But it's, in my mind, it's better than having, previously it's like you had options between two cable networks or two satellite TV networks. And you've got to pick one, and it's going to be, more than $100 a month just for TV. And, probably more like $150 depending on your package. And I don't want to go back to that. So I get that it's easier to bundle everything together, but I'm a big proponent of choice. So let's see. Any thoughts on Sling TV full app on the Xfinity Flex device? I don't really have any thoughts on that. I haven't been following the Flex that closely. I cut the cord. I cut the TV cord back in 2000 and what are we in 20? So it would have been like 2014, 15 maybe. Yeah, 2015. So I got rid of Xfinity TV. Called them up and said, I will only be needing your internet services. And so I downgraded to internet only. And I used that until this year. I think it was in April. I upgraded to fiber. So that's why I'm able to do, lots of live streams like this and a lot of content creations, because now I have sweet fiber internet. So I am no longer an Xfinity customer. And I was so unimpressed on day one with the Xfinity Flex that I haven't bothered to keep up with it. Now, from what I understand, there have been a lot of improvements like this one, but whether, do I have any thoughts on it? No, not yet. When I come back to the Xfinity Flex, to do another video on it, maybe a follow-up or something, then I'll get another one ordered in and retest it and all that stuff. And then I will have thoughts on it. The Mi Stick is overpriced. Let's see. Do you think Peacock and HBO Max will ever reach a deal with Roku and Amazon? Yes, I do. They have to. I should say, on both sides, they have to, because Peacock and HBO Max are losing a ton of market share, right? So those who are exclusively on Roku or Amazon Fire can't get those services. They're not going to sign up for them. They can. You can watch it on your laptop, but I've never been a huge fan of that. Call me a bad millennial, maybe. But anyway, so the streaming services need those platforms, right? But the platforms need the streaming services too, because Peacock and HBO Max may not be Netflix levels. They may not be Disney Plus at this point. We may not be talking about 50, 100, 150 million subscribers for those services, but that doesn't mean that they aren't important and that they're not going to pull in a lot of subscribers over the coming years. And if Roku and Fire TV don't find a way to get those services on their devices, to strike a deal, to grease whatever palms need to be greased, or glad hand whoever needs to be glad handed, then they're going to find themselves suddenly a lot less relevant. The thing about the Tivo Stream 4K is that it's on Android TV, which has all these streaming services, including HBO Max and Peacock. And so this week, as I've been testing and watching Peacock, I sit down on my couch over here and I turn on my Roku TV, and then I have to grab my Tivo Stream 4K remote because that's the one I have to watch it on. And so I'm using my Tivo Stream 4K a lot more than my Roku platform this week. And if that continues, that is going to be big, big trouble for those devices as the services continue to grow. So it's a symbiotic relationship. What does Obi-Wan Kenobi say in that episode 1 that never got made? If you're a real Star Wars fan, he says, what happens to one will affect the other. You must understand this, right? It's a symbiotic relationship. They have to figure it out. So yeah, Terry asked the same question, and yeah, I do think they'll figure something out. I don't know if it'll be this week or after a month or whatever, but yeah, they'll figure something out. Apple TV Plus needs more shows. Yes, they do. Okay. So I talked about this a little bit a while ago. AT&T TV Now, I do talk about them quite a bit. I have over the last few years. That, in fact, what was it called? AT&T. What was their first one? It wasn't AT&T. DirecTV Now. No. Yeah. DirecTV Now was their first streaming service, and that was one of the very first videos. If you go back on our video list and sort by date, then it's one of the first 10 or 15 videos that I ever made on this channel was a review of DirecTV Now. And it started out really promising, and then it didn't fulfill on that promise and became less and less relevant and more expensive, and they changed the name, and then they did this and that, and they made it very confusing. Is it AT&T TV or is it AT&T TV Now? Is it AT&T Watch TV? Is it, so at a certain point, it's just nobody can keep up with this. And that's why the CEO of that division ended up stepping down, I think. But anyway, it's so confusing and so out of the price league of all the others, where the others were doing, $45 a month or whatever, and AT&T TV Now, whatever it was at that point, was starting at $65 or $70 a month. It was just prohibitive. And so I was like, it's not even worth really comparing to the others. Now that is going to change with all these other price hikes, with Fubo and YouTube TV hiking their prices. Hulu will come. don't worry, they will hike their price too in the coming months. Anyway, so because of that, I haven't been including them as much lately, but I will going forward. So that's a good question. Okay. Oh, I think what's the email again for the giveaway, Fetchin? It's info@reviews.org. INFO, info@reviews.org. Not reviews.com. That is something else. That is I think they're on the other side of the country. So it is reviews.org. Don't forget that. Okay. Sorry, I know I'm going to miss some here, so I apologize if I miss your comment. Apple TV Plus needs to get good before anybody buys it. Well, it'll be good again in November when season 2 of all those shows start rolling out. Okay. Don't you think that this variety of streaming service will result in rise of digital piracy? I don't know. I don't know that the services will care all that much. They'll care a little. And if it starts to get out of control, they might care a lot. But no, I don't think that's something. Okay, if I were to plant my flag in something now, not knowing a ton about the subject, I would say that probably this is something they're not going to be too concerned with because it takes some tech savvy to pull that off, to stay ahead of the countermeasures that these companies put in place. Because the way it works is the internet pirates go in, they pirate stuff, and then the company puts in a countermeasure to stop that. So then the pirates figure something out, and so on and so forth, right? They keep going back and forth. And so, we talk a lot about how the younger generations are tech savvy versus the older generations. And that's true as far as that goes. But even the younger tech savvy generation, like folks like myself or younger, they're not keeping up with that rat race of piracy, most of them. And so I don't see it ever becoming such a big issue that it's like dominating headlines or something in the streaming industry. What's my least favorite streaming app? Quibi. Yeah, Quibi. Yeah. I hit the wrong button here. Sorry about that. My other one, personally. Okay, so this is not an objective ranking, but just as a subjective measure, what do I like to watch? What has the things that I care to watch? I would put CBS All Access kind of at the bottom. Again, not because it's a bad platform or anything. It just doesn't have any of the things that I want to watch. So yeah, personally, CBS All Access. Okay, thoughts on the new Chromecast rumors? Codename Sabrina. No, not yet. But when more comes out about it, I'm sure that I will have thoughts. One of the things I haven't done as much on this channel, I do offer some predictions for the services and kind of what the industry is going to look like, a few months down the road or a few years down the road. I like to do that. But when it comes to specific devices or specific services, I tend to shy away from speculative content about stuff that's coming up. I would much prefer to see the final product, what they can put in my hands, and then give a review from there. And so I don't do a ton of speculation until there's like something concrete to go ahead and review. Shudder is good, Terry. Okay. Evan, the giveaway. I'm so sorry you missed the giveaway. We gave away 5 things already. We've been going for an hour and a half. And so I think I'm going to be done here in the next 5 minutes. I'll answer a few more questions. But we'll do these again in the future. You keep subscribing and telling your friends. And maybe when we get to 150K subscribers, we'll do something like this. Okay, so I'm going to do a few more. All right, Quibi. It's funny to me how much Quibi is failing. It's not funny to me because while I won't shed any tears for Jeffrey Katzenberg or Meg Whitman or whoever other executives, like they're going to be fine. That's fine. But Quibi is an employer, right? They have a lot of employees. It was a potential avenue for other content creators, writers, directors, actors, camera operators, sound people, that whatever. The production process won't be there anymore, right? And they'll have to shop these shows elsewhere and hope that somebody picks them up. So I don't love that Quibi is failing, even though it is a little bit it's a little bit humorous to see just how bad the timing was. Like, yeah, there's that. I'm sure there's a German word for how that makes you feel, why you think it's funny. But yeah, I don't love that it's failing, but it is. Okay. Okay, here's a very, it's a deep question. If there were no sponges in the ocean, how deep would the ocean be? All right. Do I think companies are sabotaging Roku and Fire TV on purpose? No, I don't. I think this is, maybe we'll make this the last question here. This is nobody's fault except the companies involved in the deal. We start to get into unwarranted conspiracy theory territory when we're like, oh, well, clearly Google is going in and messing with the deal so that Amazon can't get a deal. No, I don't think that's the case. I think it's just a simple matter of Roku and Amazon have massive shares of the streaming market, and they are trying to throw their weight around. And the content creators, when we're talking about NBC Universal and Warner Media, these are two of the 3 to 5 biggest content creators in the country. And so they have their own weight to throw around. And so I think it's just, what's the polite way to say it? Well, it's an ego contest between these companies to see who will give in first. So, but it won't last. We'll get it all figured out. We'll have HBO Max and Peacock on Amazon and Roku. It'll happen. It's just a matter of when. So, all right. So let's call it there, everybody. This has been an amazing live stream. Thank you so much for joining in. I will let you know when I do these in the future. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and ring the bell so you get notified when we do live streams like this. I can't promise they'll always go, oh gosh, almost 100 minutes. I just did a feature-length movie. Anyway, I don't know how long they'll be in the future, but yeah, keep an eye on that notification. You can go to Reviews.org and sign up for the email newsletter list. And, we sent out an email yesterday to let people know about that, maybe for the wrong date. I think I put the wrong date on there. Sorry about that. But anyway, yeah, make sure you stick around for future ones. Thank you so much for joining on this one. And I'll see you next week when we have more videos from me and Tashaka talking about phones, Steve talking about home security systems. We've got Chantel talking about other TV stuff. Anyway, I will see you guys then. Have a good one.